Hi, everyone. Welcome to our weekly devotion. The Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4, talks about how the God of this world, being the devil, being Satan, has blinded the minds, the understanding of the unbelievers all around us from seeing the glory of Christ that is presented in the gospel message, so bringing light to their souls, light to their life, and light to their understanding, so they continue just to walk, to live in darkness that's all around them, and they're happily, supposedly, in that position. Just a couple of verses on down in that text, in verse 6 of 2 Corinthians 4, Paul then describes how God is much more powerful than that, and so he can remove Satan's blinding light authority, if you want, and he can open the eyes of these unbelievers. He can enable them he can let light shine out of darkness like he did at the very beginning, but this time he has shone into their hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. So through the gospel message, God brings light to these people all around us, and he says, this is what you need. This is what I'm all about. I spoke one time and light just happened, and so I speak into your life, into your soul, and your eyes are opened, and you suddenly realize and see the need for Jesus Christ. And so as we think about that, perhaps we're thinking of family members, of loved ones, of neighbors, etc., who don't know Jesus, and therefore our testimony, our witness to them becomes all the more powerful and all the more necessary. Jesus was speaking to a bunch of religious leaders one time called the Pharisees. And in John chapter 8, he tells them these words, which are pretty shocking for them. These religious leaders have a great understanding of the Old Testament and the laws and the regulations and everything that Yahweh, that God expected of his people. And so they're upholding all of this, and they're putting this onto the people. And then Jesus comes and he says to them, actually, I am the light of the world. It's me. I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. In other words, Pharisees, with all that you have, all your religiosity, all this stuff that you have, and all that you're following, you're doing good, but you're not following me. And so therefore, because you're not following me, you're living in darkness. That's a real tragedy, but that's where people are caught, religious people too. So all aspects of life are caught in this dark, 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 lost world, no matter how they think, no matter what they think. But amazingly, you have had this enlightenment. And so the Lord again was speaking to a bunch of people in Matthew 5. These are people who are following him, and they're sort of checking him out to see if they want to be one of his disciples or not, how committed they're going to be to him. And he says these words to them in Matthew 5, verse 14, speaking to these followers, and he speaks to those who are committed. So bear in mind, only those who really are committed to him are going to grasp this and have this light exposed in them. He says, you are the light of the world. You're the light of the world. You're the people who bring light to the world. You're the people who bring truth to the world, bring him to the world if you want. He goes on, a city that is set in a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light, he says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. As you let the gospel light shine through you, as you let the light of Jesus Christ, your Savior, shine through you, as you let the light of his truth shine through you, people will be enlightened. People will be drawn to him. People will remove themselves from darkness, because the Lord will be gracious and lift the darkness from their eyes and show his light that's shining through you, so they can come to him, know him, follow him, and walk with him. That makes you a very important person in the world today. That makes us as a church, as believers, very important people in the world today. We're shining his light. We're expressing his light to his world that is trapped in ultimate tragic darkness by the God of this world. But our God is much greater, and he will open the eyes of the blind once they see the light, once they hear the light, once they understand the truth. So live it, believe it, and follow him, and bring glory to him through your life this day. Shine your light. Let it be bright for Jesus, whatever that means, and wherever it takes you to. Keep living for him and keep shining your light bright for his honor and for his glory. Have a blessed day. Have a great week. See you soon.